it was odd really, because to me it was part of my process of grieving and understanding and processing what had happened to Oliver. And I found it actually helped me talking about him, talking about what happened and sharing the experience, but in not giving too many details away, but just sort of just to be able to share it, to make people aware of what can happen in a road traffic collision.
Did you think you would still be doing it 7 years later?
Not at all, no. No, I just thought it'd be 1 year, a couple of presentations, and that would be it. The support from the team that presents and put together the What If presentation is just unbelievable. There was such a lovely bunch of people, and just meet so many lovely people, and it just sort of felt as I wanted to give something back from having the support that I was given when the accident actually happened from Oliver. It does become easier because you learn to process it in a different way rather than opening up the upset of it all. But it's just I found it becomes easy. It has become easier for me. Yes. Mm.
We reckon that you've probably spoken to something like 40,000 students during the 7 years that you've been presenting. What sort of a reaction have you had from them? What sort of feedback have you had?
Nothing but positive. I've had students come up to me thanking me. I've had students come up to me saying, can they give me a hug because they've been affected by the impact of the story. Recently had a student come up to me and it made him realise how lucky he was and his family were after an accident they had about 6 years ago. And he hadn't, even the school weren't aware that he was involved in an accident, but he was in a car with his parents and on the motorway, and they'd had this accident and they'd all survived. But it made him realise how different it could have been and what could have happened and the impact it could have had on the family and friends as well.
What do you think Oliver would make of it?
Oh, he'd probably be saying, oh God, not again, Mum. But I think he would be proud of me. My family are all proud of me. They all support me in the What If campaign, and they're quite happy for me to carry on doing it. So they are very supportive, and friends are as well.
The current series ends at Hartpury, where Oliver was a student. Does that make it? Is that a different venue for you?
Yeah, that's a personal venue for me.
In what way?
That's where Oliver was a student when he had his accident. Two of my daughters went to Hartpury as well. So it's just, that was the end for Oliver. And the fact that I feel as though it's just a personal thing for me. I mean, Hartpury were very supportive. The students there, I think there's still some teachers there that were there, or lecturers there when Oliver was there. Yeah, it's just that sort of personal sort of final one for me. So the fact that we're finishing there and I'm doing the presentation does mean a lot to me.